The NBA offseason is already shaking things up, with major moves happening all over the league. One of the most jaw-dropping deals took place on Sunday when the Memphis Grizzlies dealt Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic in exchange for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, and an impressive haul of 4 unprotected first-round picks with a swap. This trade could have monumental ripple effects across the league, and it has already sparked a flurry of speculation on what Memphis will do next. For the Magic, acquiring Bane, one of the NBA's most lethal shooters, gives them a perfect piece to fit their growing aspirations. Bane will bring dynamic scoring and a two-way presence to a team that has made strides over the past few seasons. On the other side, the Grizzlies stand to benefit from a treasure trove of draft assets. But the question that everyone's asking is, what's next for Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.? While Memphis cleared some cap space with the Bane trade, they've also bolstered their roster with KCP, Cole Anthony, and the 16th pick in this year's draft. However, this move doesn't come without a cost. After all the dust settles, the Grizzlies find themselves with just $4.5 million in cap room to lock up Jaren Jackson Jr. long-term. And while Memphis could make further moves to free up more space, the looming question is whether they would consider moving their Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr. With Bane's price tag commanding 4 first-round picks, the expectation is that Jackson would fetch at least as much, if not more, on the open market. This is where the Sacramento Kings should enter the conversation. The Kings have long been in search of a premier defensive anchor, particularly a rim protector to complement Domantas Sabonis. Jaren Jackson Jr., with his shot-blocking ability and defensive versatility, could be the perfect addition to elevate Sacramento's defense to new heights. Given Jackson's massive potential and his status as one of the NBA's elite defenders, the Kings need to make their move now before another suitor beats them to the punch. A trade of this magnitude would likely require a significant return, and the Kings could look to make an aggressive offer that may just tempt Memphis to part with their star. What could such a deal look like? In a potential trade scenario, Sacramento might offer a package headlined by DeMar DeRozan, a veteran forward who the Kings are reportedly looking to move this offseason. DeRozan's scoring and leadership could help Memphis, especially with the team's desire to remain competitive. Sacramento would also likely include young guard Devin Carter, who flashed some potential last season after recovering from a shoulder injury, although he's far from a finished product. The Kings would also send multiple first-round picks to sweeten the deal, perhaps including Sacramento's 2027 first-round pick, a swap of 2029 first-rounders, and unprotected picks from both San Antonio, 2027 and 2030. The Grizzlies' side of the deal would allow them to restock their cupboard with additional draft capital, something they can never have too much of, especially as they continue to build their future around Morant and Jackson. Memphis would gain 4 first-round picks, plus the swap, giving them a treasure chest of assets that could be used for future trades, whether to continue to develop or perhaps package those picks to bring in another superstar to pair with Morant and Jackson. For Sacramento, the opportunity to acquire Jaren Jackson Jr. presents an upgrade in both defense and floor spacing. Paired with Domantas Sabonis in the frontcourt, Jackson's ability to block shots and stretch the floor would give the Kings one of the most formidable big-man tandems in the league. A lineup that features Sabonis, Jackson, Keegan Murray, Zach LaVine, and one of Malik Monk or Keon Ellis would be an immediate contender in the West. In this scenario, the Kings' defense would vastly improve while maintaining offensive firepower, making them a real threat to shake up the playoff picture. But what about Memphis? The Grizzlies may not be quite ready to embark on a full rebuild, but they could use this deal as a reset, especially with the influx of assets. The Grizzlies have proven they can draft and develop young talent. Look at Morant, Jackson, and Bane. But it's now about how they manage this new pile of draft capital. The beauty of this trade is that Memphis isn't locked into any immediate decisions. They have the flexibility to take their time, evaluate how players like Vince Williams Jr., G.G. Jackson, and Scottie Pippen Jr. develop, and determine if they need to go all in on competing or if they'll use these picks to reload for the future. While the chance of this exact trade going down may be slim, Sacramento's front office should stay vigilant.